Hello everyone and welcome. About a year ago I did a review of a 700 foot-pound 20 volt impact wrench from this company. I still have that impact wrench and I've used it many times without any problems. Well, the other day I came across this same brand again on Amazon and I noticed that now they have a 1,000 foot-pound impact wrench that has the same specifications as a Hercules Extreme Torque impact wrench from Harbor Freight. The important difference is that this one turns out to be a much better value because it brings you much more for your money. So I decided that I had to get this guy to see how it performs and also so that I could show you guys an alternative if you're interested in the Hercules Extreme Torque impact wrench from Harbor Freight. So let's unbox this guy and see how it performs. Alright guys, before we get started testing this guy, I just wanted to give you a shot of how this guy comes all stored up in its case in there. Everything has a place to be in there, so it's not all flopping around loose inside there. Very conveniently, if you want to carry it somewhere, close it up and take it anywhere you want to go. So let's get started. Alright guys, so when you unbox this puppy, this is everything you get. So let's talk a little bit about some of the features that this guy has. But before we get started testing this guy, do me a big favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. That way you get notified every time I do another product review video, DIY project, or a sale at a big box store where I can help you guys save even more money. Alright, so this is the 1,000 foot-pound 21 volt 1/2 inch drive cordless high torque impact wrench from Olmlmo, available on Amazon, link in description below. At the time of making this video, this kit retails for $209.99, but they also have a $20 discount coupon on their Amazon page, bringing it down to $189.99, which coincidentally is exactly the same price that Harbor Freight charges for the Hercules Extreme Torque impact wrench, tool only. Look at all the stuff you get here for the same price. So what do you get included when you open this guy up? Well, you get the torque wrench itself, you get two 5 amp hour batteries, you get a fast charger, you get the owner's manual, it tells you everything about this guy, how to take care of it and use it, all that kind of good stuff. You get a case to keep it all in, and you get 4 sockets, which are the most commonly used sizes. And we'll talk about all this stuff in just a little bit. The warranty on this guy is 5 years, and on the batteries it's 3 years, which coincidentally is the same thing that Harbor Freight has on their Extreme Torque impact wrench from Hercules. The dimensions on this guy is 8.5 inches by 12 inches including the battery, and 3.5 inches in thickness. The weight on this guy for the tool only, the wrench only, is 6.5 pounds. The weight of the unit with the battery is 7.8 pounds. I have just measured it a few minutes ago. This is not a light puppy. This is a little heavy-duty unit.
Stop being a girly man and work out.
This unit has a max torque of 1,000 foot-pounds and a breakaway torque of 1,200 foot-pounds. This guy has 3-position power button, which I'll show you in a moment right down here at the base, and you can select to control the power that you put out. The 3 positions will give you 1,000 RPMs, 1520 RPMs, or 1900 RPMs, which is more than what the Hercules from Harbor Freight puts out because it only reaches 1600 RPMs. Another mode of comparison, using again that same 3-button control unit at the bottom, this unit can put out 1700 IPMs, or impacts per minute, 1900 IPMs, or 2300 IPMs max, depending on the power that you select on the button down below. This is also more power than the Hercules from Harbor Freight, which only has a maximum of 2100 IPMs. This kit comes with 2 5 amp hour lithium ion batteries, and one thing to point out is that this is a 21 volt unit, where the Hercules at Harbor Freight is only a 20 volt unit. Another very convenient feature that this unit has is that the batteries are Makita compatible, which the Hercules at Harbor Freight is not. So with this unit, you will always be able to find batteries to fit it no matter what happens. But with the Hercules at Harbor Freight, you're stuck with the Hercules batteries. Plus, another benefit is that if you already have Makita batteries in your tool arsenal, then you already have plenty of extra batteries that you can use with this guy. This wrench is a brushless unit, which makes it more energy efficient. And this unit also has a convenient LED light down at the bottom, which I'll show you in a moment, which helps to light up your work area. This guy comes with 4 deep impact rated sockets included in the kit, and the sizes are the most commonly used sizes, which are 17mm, 19mm, 21mm, and 24mm. This unit also has an auto stop feature, which is very convenient if you want to be able to remove bolts and nuts and not have it go flying across the room, because it stops after just a few seconds. Like I said, I'll show you that in a moment. So all in all, this kit seems to be a much better value than the Hercules Extreme Torque from Harbor Freight. This unit brings you the wrench itself, which has the same features as the Hercules from Harbor Freight, but has more power. Plus, it also brings you 4 sockets, 2 5 amp hour batteries, a fast charger, and a storage case, all for the same price that Harbor Freight charges for the tool only. That's why I think this is obviously a much smarter purchase. So let's get this guy charged up and then we'll do some testing and see how it performs. Alright guys, so before we move on to doing some testing with this guy, I thought you might be interested in a little bit of a comparison. This is the previous unit that I got from this company. This is the 700 foot-pound unit. This one is 1,000 foot-pound. I thought you might be curious to see the difference in the size so you can get a better feel for it, because seeing something on video can sometimes be a little deceptive. So this guy has 700 foot-pounds. Look at the difference in the motor, the size of the hammers up here, everything. This guy is much, much beefier. Look at from here, this guy is double the size, and the motor itself. Now, you stand it up next to each other, you can see right there, look at the difference from this guy to this guy. Big, big difference. This guy's a little bit shorter too. You can see about the thickness of my finger, maybe a little bit more. So this guy is bigger all around, a much bigger, stronger motor, and the hammers up here are obviously much bigger to give you much more impact. Now, you want to hear what they sound like? Listen to this guy. Very quiet. Not very noisy at all. 700 foot-pounds is fine for a lot of people, but I'm here to bring you alternatives, so I'm bringing you a bigger one. Listen to this guy. And you can see that I twist my hand around with all the torque that it has. That guy is a heck of a lot noisier. So that gives you some idea how these two guys stack up. You go from big to bigger. Much bigger. So let's take a look at some of the features that this guy has that I pointed out earlier. Now you see this is going in one direction. It has no stop to it. But if you wanted to use the auto stop feature, that's what that does. So basically you have controlled burst of power. That way you don't just spin a nut off or something like that, or any kind of bolt or nut or something, and have it go flying across the room. With a controlled burst, you have much more control over it. It automatically shuts off after just a little bit of power being applied. Now, as far as the unit down here, you can see that you have the LED light right there, lights up your work area, and that stays on for a few seconds even after you stop using it. Then you kick it on, and it comes back on. And this guy right here has the 3 different controls right there. You just cycle through them if you want to have, low, medium, or high power. Depending on which one you want, you just press the button and cycle through it. And the same button controls the auto stop as well. As far as the batteries go, let me show you this guy. These are Makita compatible batteries, and it has a nice little display right there where you can see all the power that these guys have. And they're 5 amp hour batteries, which 5 amp hour batteries are expensive. So getting 2 of them in this kit makes it a much better value. This guy has a nice rubber overmold all around the front, the back, the top, on the handle here, everything. Even on the bottom, it has a rubber overmold at the bottom, making it very convenient so you don't scuff yourself, hurt yourself, scuff anything that you're working on, etc. So this guy is a pretty nifty unit right there. And like I said, we're going to test this guy out right now and see what it can do. Alright guys, so one of the most common things that I use these impact wrenches for is for rotating the tires on my vehicles. Of course, you can use it for a lot bigger things than that. You can use it for taking apart body parts and stuff like that, suspension parts, all that kind of good stuff, but I don't have a need to do that at this point in my life. Right now I have new vehicles, so rotating the tires and stuff like that is mostly what I need to do. So let's take advantage of this guy right here. Let's take off one of these lugs and see how it performs. Now I have my torque wrench here. Let's set it to 100 foot-pounds and see how that handles it. You heard it right there. That's 100 foot-pounds. Let's see how this guy takes it off. Does it struggle? Does it do it in one shot? What can it do? Let's find out. There you go. No problem whatsoever. Now let's put this guy back on and see how it torques it. Now let's see what that is, how close that came to 100 foot-pounds. And there we are. Look at that. I don't even need to move it. It's already at 100 foot-pounds right off the bat. Let's take it off again. Whoa! See what I mean about the auto stop? You don't want your nuts and bolts to go flying across the room like it just did for me. So if you have the auto stop, you don't have to go hunting around for the different parts that you're taking apart. So that's very convenient. Let me put this guy back on. And there you go. I don't even need to torque it. I mean, I will. Let's see. But it's already at 100 foot-pounds. There you go. 100 foot-pounds right away. So this guy had no trouble whatsoever taking off this lug. Alright guys, so what if automotive work is not what you have in mind for using this big impact wrench? What if you want to do it for something else? Construction, industrial, commercial, anything else out there, assembly, disassembly, whatever it is that you want to do. So let's try something a little different. I have a big block of wood right here, a big 4x4 block of wood, and I am going to sink this guy in here. This is a big 5-inch lag bolt with a 19mm head. So that tells you it's a pretty beefy boy right there. So this guy will go all the way in there past where I have it held onto the vise. So let's see if it'll put it in there. I'm putting it in through the side of the wood here, right into the grain of the wood, not through the top, which is probably easier. I'm going straight into the grain of the wood, which is harder, it's denser, and I'm not even pre-drilling it, because a lot of people will pre-drill this, and some people will comment sometimes, why didn't you pre-drill it? Because I don't want to pre-drill it. I want to test this machine to see what it can handle. If I pre-drill it, I will make it easier for it. I want to make it as hard as possible. That way we can see what it can do. So no pre-drilling. Let's see if it'll take it. 5 inches. Can it take it all the way in? Let's find out. Place your bets. Do you think it'll work or not? Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. It is splitting the wood open right there without any problem. It's almost done. Let's see. Okay, right there. It is all the way flush up against the wood right there. You can see by my hand, it is totally flush against it. It split the wood in two. So that's how it did. Now let me pull it out of there. And there you go. It took the big 5-inch lag in there and a big chunk of wood without any trouble. That puppy is warm. So there you go. This guy did a really good job. Whether for commercial use, automotive, whatever you want to use it for, seems to work just fine. Alright guys, there you have it. A review and demonstration of 1/2 inch, 21 volt, 1,000 foot-pound impact wrench that is a great alternative to the Hercules Extreme Torque Impact Wrench from Harbor Freight. This kit brings you the high torque impact wrench, 2 batteries, a fast charger, 4 sockets, all for the same price as what Harbor Freight charges for the Hercules Impact Wrench tool only. So with the Harbor Freight, you get a bare tool, and then you have to spend even more money to get the batteries and charger separately. Why pay extra when this kit gives you everything you need for the same money? Aside from that, you can use Makita batteries with this kit, meaning you can get cheaper batteries than what Harbor Freight charges for the Hercules batteries. And they're available all over the internet. They're plentiful. From what we saw today, this guy seems to have a lot of power and works very nicely. Color me impressed. Check out the links below for all the details. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye for now.